Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kenzie Craig Michaels, and you're watching Trendy Hot Beauty. Today is Thursday, February the 27th of 2020. Oh my gosh, where has the time gone? It's just flashes like the blink of an eye, and time just passes by. So that is one of the questions that I'm asking you today, and the reflection question is, how did I get here? I know it sounds like a very simple question, but it's actually a complicated question. And I've been pondering it for the past week. And I've been thinking about it and thinking about what to say to you guys about, how did I get here? And it's a topic that, a lot of people don't want to discuss. It's a topic that, a lot of people don't even think about. So that's the reason that I'm bringing this topic up today. How did I get here? And it's a confusing topic because what you thought you were going to do in your life oftentimes changes, and your careers change, and your morals change, your ethics change, your integrity changes, your whole life force changes. And when I say life force, I mean your inner peace changes, your inner love changes, your inner soul changes, either for the better or for the worse. It just depends on you as a person. So that being said, I just want to make sure that all of you guys reflect and ponder on this and think to yourself, whoa, there's been a lot of stop signs, there's been a lot of roadblocks, there's been, a lot of yield signs. I've had a lot of people saying, no, you can't do that. We're just going to use the name Smith. You can't do that, Smith. You can't do that. You cannot achieve that, Smith. You're not going to be anybody. You're going to be a nobody. Why are you doing that? You're not going to make any money at that. Nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody wants to discuss that. Nobody wants to discuss what you think your future self is going to be like, even though when you're younger, you dream. Think about little kids. They have no worries. They have no financial burden on them. They have nothing that's really in their brains that's weighing them down, like work or social obligations, tons of friendships that need to be cultivated. So when you think about how I got to a particular point in my life, there has been roadblocks, there has been yield signs, and I'm here to tell you that you can overcome anything. So whether your name is Smith, John, Michael, Kevin, Keston, whatever it may be, it could be Jessica, Shaniqua, whatever, it doesn't matter. The question is that you can overcome anything. You are unique, you're uniquely yourself. And how did I get here? I got here through hard work. I got here through dedication. I got here through perseverance. I got here from not listening to other people. I got here from not hearing the negative criticism of, you can't do that, you're not going to be any good, you're no good at going to be doing that, and you hear that from so many people that people downgrade people's talents, and where people should really be uplifting them and giving them praise and having a better aptitude for life. So whether you wanted to be a teacher, a lawyer, whether you wanted to be a model, whether you wanted to be a football star or whatnot in life, it's super important to recognize the fact that to your younger self, things change, people change, and you yourself change. So when you change yourself, you become unique, you become special, your morals change, your values change, your ethics change, your integrity changes as you grow up. What you were like as 18 is not what you're like as 21, which is not what you're like at 27 or 32 or 37 or 43 or 50 or 60. Everything changes and time passes you by just like a blink of an eye. So when I say passes you by like a blink of an eye, I mean you need to live in the present. Today is a gift, tomorrow is never promised. So, if you're doing something that you don't like to do, don't do it anymore. If you're doing something that you hate, change it. If you're doing something that, totally disgusts you, or your relationship status or whatever you need to change it. So how did I get here? I want everybody to ponder that question. How did I get here? Thoughtful Thursdays of how did I get here? So for me, there's been a lot of roadblocks in my life. You know, I excelled in many things in high school and junior high school, but I was also bullied. I also found that, you know, it was very challenging for me to accept that, you know, there was something going on in my life that I really didn't know what it was, and I couldn't really identify what it was until I was 20 years old and living in Toronto, and I had left university. And in retrospect now, I think I should have stayed in university and then had pursued my career that I'm currently in now at a later date. However, that didn't happen, and that's going to happen to everybody. You know, it does happen to everybody. What you think you're going to do and what you actually do are two different worlds apart. You know, I've had many careers in my life. I used to be a life insurance agent. You know, I used to be store manager for clothing companies. You name it, I've probably done something related to business or anything else as well. So thinking of your younger self, thinking of what changes you would make when you're older doesn't even pop into your mind until you're actually more mature and have, you know, that sense of reasoning, that sense of empowerment, that sense of being able to recognize that it's okay to make mistakes. I failed at a lot of things, and I fail every single day. I fail, I pick myself up, I dust myself off, and I keep going. And that's the most important thing, to how do you get here, and how are you here right now? Like, how did you keep going when everybody told you, you know, to stop? The yield signs were there. People were there telling you, you know what? You can't do this. You know, I don't think this is the right decision for you to make. I don't think this is the right blah, 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 blah. You know, you've heard it so many times that you don't need to hear it again from me. So when I moved to Toronto, I knew that there was something uniquely different about me, and I wasn't really sure what it was. So when I called my parents one night, I told them that I was gay on the phone. And my mother said, you know what? You're still my little boy. I still love you. Now, Dad, on the other hand, was like, why do you think that? I don't know why you would think that. And I was like, well, I can't really, you know, describe it. It's just something that I feel. It's something that's in my heart. And it's something that, you know, I'm going to work with and explore. And if that's for me, that's for me. If it's not for me, then it's not for me. And that's what everybody needs to think about too, is that, you know, you need to explore different areas of your life, whether it's sexuality, whether it's different careers, whatever is going to make you happy. And that's what I keep stressing. The point is that, you know what, you have to be happy in life. And, you know, whether that's going traveling, whether that's going to New York City, Miami, LA, you know, exploring Europe, you know, live in the present moment, because tomorrow is not promised. So everybody, you know, works, you know, and then by the time they're 65, 67 years old, they're retiring. And you know what? They've got osteoporosis. I said that wrong. Osteoporosis, or they've got any one of multiple diseases, Alzheimer's or dementia or arthritis, or they're crippled up in some particular way, and they can't do what they've always wanted to do. So, you know, it's important that, you know, if you need to take the time to figure out that, you know what, I want to go to Disneyland. I've always wanted to go to Disneyland. Go to Disneyland. If you want to go to Europe, to London, go to London. Do it now. Do it while you're younger, because you know what? You never know what may happen tomorrow. So when I think back to the question of how did I get here, it's a hard question to answer, because there's been so many variables that have happened in my life, and so many roadblocks. And, you know, we rise to the challenge, we overcome those roadblocks. We say, get out of our way, cars, get out of the way, people. You know, this is, you know, you're in my way, get out of my way, I'm coming through. And that's one of the best attitudes to have in life. So make sure that you love yourself, that you're empowering yourself on an everyday basis, that you're loving your family, and if you have kids, love them to death. You know, if you have little fur babies, I have a beautiful white cat named Gianni. And, you know, to everybody out there in the LGBT community, you know, so proud that the community has grown so much in such a short time and in less than, you know, 20 or 30 years. And the perceptions have changed, and the perceptions of being gay have changed as well. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm appreciative of that fact as well, that, you know what, and I'm okay with who I am, and you have to be okay with who you are as well. So getting back to the question of how I got here, sometimes I don't know, and that's truly the honest reason. How did I get here? I don't know. I failed. I picked myself up. I sometimes didn't listen to people. Sometimes I did. Sometimes it was hard for me to listen to people and their criticism and their negativity. And, you know, it was just horrific sometimes what the feelings that I had inside me. And you have to express those feelings, whether that is through yourself or through somebody else or talking to somebody, and, you know, letting go of the past. You know, your past mistakes have made you stronger as a person. You've overcome those roadblocks, whether that's financially, you know, physically, mentally, whatever it may be. Everybody can achieve success. And I'm not talking about just success, you know, in the workplace. I'm talking about success up here, and having the mindfulness, having that relaxation to relax the mind, to having that relaxation to be great. Everybody can be great in life, and everybody can have a great life. So how did I get here? The answer is as not simple as I thought. It's a very complicated question. There's more to the story, but I'm running out of time, and I don't want to bore you to death because as I said, I hate videos that are very, very long. So from the bottom of my heart, I want you guys to ponder on this question of, how did I get here? You know, it's Thursday, February the 27th, 2020. What are you guys doing today? What are you up to? You know, are you working? Are you spending time with family? Are you having family dinner tonight? What are you going to the grocery store? Are you having drinks? Are you having a party this weekend? What are you doing? Make sure you're doing something. Make sure you're going for a walk. Make sure you're going out into the fresh air. Make sure you're exercising, getting those endorphins going, and make sure that you're happy in life, and make sure that you're trying to be happy. I know it's hard. Life is hard. Life is difficult, you know, and, you know, things are not always handed to you on a silver platter. I wish they were. I wish they were handed to me on a silver platter, but they weren't. I had to work for everything in my life that I've actually achieved, and I'm still working in life for everything I want to achieve right now. So it's very difficult for me to say that I had everything in my life just handed to me, because I didn't. You know, I remember, you know, in Toronto, just eating a bagel a day and walking, you know, to where I was working at the Gap at the time, and thinking to myself, woohoo, you know, I'm living the dream. Anyways, you know, I was young, and, you know, a bagel and a soup a day, you know, I've been there, I've been down that road. I know what it's like. I understand. So, you know, when you see people, you don't know their stories. You don't know exactly what they've been through. So don't judge them. Don't judge them. Remember, you don't know where they've been, how they got there, and what successes they had to go through, and what roadblocks they had to break down, the doors to be broken down as well, and the doors that they had to open to get in to either the industry that they were looking for, or basically the love of their life that they were looking for, or anything else in life. So I leave you with this one little message. Make sure you're true to yourself. Be uniquely yourself. Be you. And if you don't know the answer to this question of how I got here, it's okay. Reflect and ponder. I'm Kenzie Craig Michaels from Trendy Hot Beauty on Thoughtful Thursdays. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, everyone. Have a great Thursday. Bye.